Kicks it out, cross pass, out of...
Don't meet them.
Hey guys, what's up? Today we're talking Malignant.
That's right, everybody. Is this movie worth checking out, or is the prognosis going to be deadly? Stick around, because we're about to find out.
All right, Billy, Malignant. It's time we cut out this cancer.
Yeah, no, ain't no doubt about that, man.
And we're going to be talking spoilers during this review.
Yeah. So you know what's funny, man? I gotta tell you, dude. So I've been checking out Twitter today, and I'm looking at all these people that are just raving about this movie, how awesome it is, and I'm like, they did not see the same movie I did. I was like, what the hell movie did these guys just watch? Because I was bored as heck like the first 30 minutes, man. It just bored the hell out of me. And, and it wasn't scary. People are like, oh, the scariest movie I've seen all year. And I'm like, Cruella was scarier than this. I was like, what are you talking about?
I mean, it had the usual, like, showing a scene and then someone is kind of mysteriously in the background.
So, right, so well, first of all, Annabelle Wallis is about the only named actor in this movie, right?
Yeah.
She was I liked her Peaky Blinders.
The acting's not great.
No, the acting's horrible for the most part. Annabelle Wallis did okay, but even some of her scenes, I was like,
the cops and stuff were really, horrible. I don't know.
Yeah,
they didn't even seem like they were trying.
No, man. So, and then they ruin it right off the bat, right? So, right in the beginning, they show you that this freaking thing,
when I first saw it, I thought it was an alien. I was like, what is this alien looking thing?
Yeah. Well, and one of the things too, when the movie first starts out, they're telling you that it can control electricity, right? So now you already know that anytime that you're going to see electricity flashing, that something's about to happen, right? So it's like, okay, something's about to happen.
I think you would probably know that early on enough anyway.
You probably would anyway, but it wasn't. People were talking about how scary it was, man. It was not scary. Man? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like, how does this
that make any sense?
How does this malignant tumor on the back of this chick's head, that's her half brother, that's how does that thing have mystical powers? I don't know, but then she doesn't, right? So like, it can control electricity and talk through, but she can't control electricity. I don't get that.
It's a weird movie because it's the tone it like changes throughout.
No, it does
because it's kind of like scary. And then it's like very action-y. Yeah, and like even the music is like kind of rock at some points, so it's like weird.
Yeah, well, it starts out almost like a revenge scary movie, right? So this thing's trying to kill all these people who did it wrong, but it's slow, right? It's slow and drawn out, and I'm just like, man, when are we going to get somewhere in this movie? I mean, literally, that first hour, I was bored. I was like, man, should I just turn this movie off? I was like, what the hell's going on?
I don't think I was that bored, but it was pretty paint by the numbers kind of slasher flick. I wouldn't call it a slasher flick, but
kind of slasher flick, yeah. But it wasn't scary. Like none of that stuff scared me. They tried to pull kind of like the Ring kind of thing with this creature, right? Like maybe I give it the long hair and it could twist itself and contort itself and all that stuff. But the thing is, we've seen that so many times now.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. I don't think it's not scary. I just think
you've seen
it
so many times. We've seen it so many times, and it's like there's nothing scary about it anymore. You've seen that kind of stuff.
Because it's pretty violent too, though.
Oh yeah, it's violent. Yeah, there's some good gory, violent scenes. I'll give it that. But at the same time, it's just been there, done that, seen it. Give me something new.
I will tell you this: when they reveal what that thing is, it's almost like a comedy at this point. This might be like the first comedy scene.
I tell you, when I saw that scene, man, all I could think about was Total Recall and freaking Quado coming out of that dude's stomach, and he's like, "Quaid, open your mind, Quaid, free Mars." As soon as I saw this thing in the back of her head, like all freaking out, dude, I was like, "Oh, man, that's Quado from freaking Total Recall right there." Like, holy cow.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, no, I would not say that. But the funny thing is, man, I will say this: the premise was cool, right? It was kind of a cool idea. I just think they didn't. Number one, they didn't have any big actors in it, right? So the acting was kind of crappy, and it was just Yeah, man. I just didn't do it for me.
You know, one
So
thing that bothered me, and I might be looking into it too much, but they show scenes of the house a lot. And it's a pretty small house, but the inside is huge.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the outside, they show 2 windows at the top. In the front of the house, all you see is 2 windows. Her bedroom alone has 2 windows in it.
Right.
And she has a bathroom off it and a huge hallway. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is like a magic house because it's like probably 3 times the size they showed in the outside. Right. Of this thing. And it's got a huge attic.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, yeah. Now what I did like the way they did some of the scenes in the house where they kind of panned it out, real far.
That was kind of cool.
See, that was cool. I like how they did that. So I liked the cinematography, I guess. I liked how they did a lot of the scenes and stuff.
It looked like a drone was overhead going from room to room.
And the director, he's done a lot of good movies, man. Freaking done Conjuring.
James Wan.
Yeah, exactly. He did Conjuring. He did
Fast and Furious,
Annabelle's, Insidious.
Saw.
I like the Insidious series, Saws.
So he's no stranger to horror.
No, dude's no stranger to horror. And he's exactly good horror movies. So, but he went completely off the freaking rocker here, man. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
I think they were just maybe going for something different, especially at the end there.
Well, yeah, and see, that's the thing people are saying on Twitter. Oh, they were going for something different. Yeah, they were, but they screwed it up and it wasn't good. It's like, you can't give them freaking, brownie points for trying to do something different, but still screwing it up.
I think they threw some horror in the beginning, and then near the 3/4 near the end, like that final act, they're throwing like the Matrix in there.
This thing's pulling Jackie Chan, like Rush Hour scenes. We're fighting out on the freaking
parkour.
Things. Oh yeah, parkour. Yeah, this thing's like a parkour champion. And the thing is, this thing has been cooped up in a hospital almost its whole life until they sealed it inside of her brain. It never showed her taking any karate classes or anything. So how the hell does this thing know?
She taps into a part of her brain that she didn't have access to or something.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, this thing's like freaking John Wick meets Neo meets Jackie Chan. And it's like, where the hell did this thing learn how to fight like this and how to do all this crap? And the thing is, and then the part that killed me, man, it made me laugh, was this thing just fighting through a police station, ripping cops to pieces, breaking arms and bones coming out. Yet the main cop in this show has fought this thing like 3 times, and he's holding his own, right? It's not breaking any of his bones and crap, and it's throwing him across the room and stuff. Yet somehow he's coming out with, barely scathed. And I'm like, what? Like, this thing's ripping through everybody else like they're nothing, man. But this guy can fight it, and he comes out okay each that It's like, come on. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. What'd you think of that prison scene where she kind of like, it's the first reveal of her turning into that thing.
Right.
And having almost like superpowers.
Yeah, it showed.
I mean, she like rips someone. She's just like a throat rip.
Oh yeah, yeah. She did somebody's throat rip, and then and that's my point about her fighting that cop, right?
She puts her hand through one person,
through that chick's stomach, right? She puts her fist all the way through this cop's stomach, and it's like, okay, you're doing this to all these other cops, and she grabs her arms and lifts up, and breaks their arms in half. And yet she's fighting the other cop, and he's holding his own against her every single fight. Every time she fights that guy, he holds his own.
She like head stomps someone, looked like Walking Dead. Like,
oh, dude, just eyeballs splattered and everything. Yeah, it was awesome. There's great gory scenes in it. I'll give it that. There's great gory scenes, but they just screwed the pooch on so much of the rest. Right? Don't have this freaking cop, and he's not even a big guy. He's a skinny little dude. This cop who's fighting her, and yet he's holding his own this whole time when she's just running through everybody else.
He's got a gun. He isn't invincible, I guess. Well, kinda.
What's that?
I said, he's got a gun, so this guy isn't really invincible.
All the other cops did too, but she's freaking getting up to him before they can even shoot her,
Well, that one cop in the prison, she's in a prison, and then the girls are like beating her up, and that's when she turns into this thing yeah. And she just goes to town on him. And one cop just goes, and he puts his arm through the prison cell to shoot, and she's like dodging it, and then gets to him, and I'm like, what kind of stupidity is this?
Like, back up, dude. What are you doing? Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, it was...
That part was like laughable.
Oh, very laughable. Pretty much all the action scenes to me were laughable. I was like, come on, man, seriously.
What's also funny is at the end, she gets shot, and it just kind of wraps up, and I'm like, well, you got shot. You're probably bleeding out. Like, what's going on here?
Well, not only that, but then, of course, at the end, she finally takes control and seals him off for good, right? But then she's like, oh,
locks him in a mental prison.
But she's like, oh, you're my sister. You're the one thing I needed to help me cage him away. And it's like, yeah, but you just massacred like 50 people, so you're going to jail. But of course, it didn't matter what caused you to do that. You just killed like 50 people. It's like, but of course, it just pans out with her and her sister together, and then that's kind of it. Like I said, she'd been shot.
You don't really know what's going to happen to her, but it's kind of like a rosy ending where it seems like nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And maybe a sequel's going to come.
Obviously something's going to happen. Right. So. Yeah, man, I didn't buy it, man. I mean, like I said, the premise was cool. It was okay, great. She's got this this half brother who was grew into her brain, and
it's not cool, man. It's insane. I mean, her head just like opens up and there's a face back there.
It's Quado, man.
And when she's fighting in that prison scene, it's almost like someone took like a kid's Halloween mask and put it on the back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looked goofy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, it was just. I was like,
I will say it's kind of cool when this thing is running away. It runs all weird and like you're like, well, that's weird, and then it makes sense later on.
Well, that's weird.
Well, because it's like if someone was like back there doing stuff, it's just odd.
Right. Yeah, man.
And it doesn't even make sense the way she can manipulate her body the way she does.
No, man, the way she contorts it out, yeah, it's just nuts, dude. And because I mean, the way she contorts herself, you're breaking bones to be able to do that, right? And it's like all of a sudden her bones are just going right back into normal. It's like when she fixes herself, it's like, come on, man. It's
almost like someone put gloves on upside down and they're like, they'll buy it.
Right, yeah. No, it's no big deal. Cool. People are going to love this. And evidently a lot of people did. And I was like, what the hell are these people on Twitter talking about? This is nuts, man. I cannot believe people are praising this movie like, oh, it's so new. And it's like, no, it's not really. Yeah, the premise is new, but it's the same freaking crap from The Ring and all that other crap. You got this creepy creature that can freaking contort itself and walk backwards and all this other shit. We've seen it before. We've seen that so many times before. It's not new. The crazy Quado, and the Quado thing's not even new, right? They did that in Total Recall, back in the 90s, so it ain't new either, so yeah, I don't know, man. It didn't, and I'm a big horror fan, man, and I don't
even know if I feel like this is horror the way it just kind of ended.
Exactly, yeah. No, I wouldn't even call it.
The first half I felt they were going for a horror thing, but the second half, then it was just not so much.
No, it was all freaking John Wick meets
there's nothing scary.
The Ring. It was like the Ring creature running around doing martial arts and kicking people's butts and slashing people's throats and stabbing people and ripping guts out, and it was nuts. Yeah, man.
They couldn't place this chick at any of the crime scenes or anything.
Right, exactly. No fingerprint. Well, he was wearing gloves and all that, I guess. But how about all that
cameras
hair?
Or nothing?
How about all that hair? She got a lot of hair. I'm sure there's probably hair left behind some of these crime scenes. But yeah, man, it was just
it was interesting.
It was interesting, but it was not worth watching. It was, first of all, it was a 2-hour movie. It was way too long.
It was too long.
Way too long. They could have cut that crap down to about an hour and 20 minutes and just had the first half of the movie where she's running around killing people just condensed, and it'd have been. I mean, it wouldn't have made the movie any better, but at least it would have.
I'm always wondering why people are in a dark room in this movie too. Like everywhere they go, it's like dark. Even they're working in the dark, and I'm like,
right.
You don't need any more light than that. Who works like just with like one light on them?
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah, man, free Mars, everybody.
So, what do you rate this?
Dude, I'm giving this movie. Oh man, I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give this movie a
3.
Yeah,
that's like the lowest you gave a movie yet.
Probably so. Yeah,
it's that bad, huh?
To me, it was that bad. I thought it was garbage. I thought this movie, and it's a shame, like I said, because the director is awesome. He's done a lot of good scary movies, a lot of good horror out there, and I don't know what he was thinking with this one, but he did not. He just didn't hit the mark on it. So,
horror's not my thing. I don't really like slasher flicks, this was at least somewhat entertaining to me because the action was okay near the back half of it. So
yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be. That's not the reason people were supposed to be scary, right? The reason you're supposed to watch this is it's supposed to be a horror movie, and it just wasn't, right? So
that's true. But I'm probably going to give this. Probably going to give it a 5. This actually might be better than the first Fear Street to me.
No, I don't think so. Man.
Yeah, the first one. The first one was not good.
I'd say, okay, content-wise, it probably is. I guess I agree with you there. But the thing is, the Fear Street series as a whole, way better than this. Way better than this.
I agree with that, but that first one's pretty rough.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, man. That, yeah, Malignant. Cut it out, everybody. But, hey, if you disagree with us and you're like some of these crazy people on Twitter that thought it was amazing, please tell me why. I want to know why. Make some comments. Tell me why you thought this was great. Change my mind. You're not going to be able to, but at least you could try. And let us know.
The only thing I could think is maybe people are just getting into horror or something, and this is a little bit different
This
for
is their first foray into the horror franchise. Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know. But, yeah, let us know what you think. If you like our channel, hit like and subscribe. And, again, we love to hear from you. And we'll check you guys in the next review.
See you guys.
Guacamole, what that thing way up there for? Conversation, we're just laughing and talking, and that was good. Like, is this movie worth watching, or is it gonna be painful like a tumor or something? I'm not gonna say that because a tumor. Yeah. This fucking movie. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Maybe you're out of touch.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, must be out of touch, man. I mean,
maybe you don't have your finger on the pulse here.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, it's funny. This one chick was like, "Oh, what a great movie!" And this guy's like, "What are you talking about? This movie was garbage." On all caps. And I was like, "Yeah, brother, there you go." Holy cow.
Garbage.
Oh, that's right, garbage, the French.
James 1.
Australian. Good day, mate.
All right, good day, mate. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Annabelle Wallis. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, she's really sexy as crap right there. Is that her? I'd be dating her too if that's Chris Pine. So what has she been in?
Ooh. That's it. I'm out.